Radical intro, Hanin and Ifrah.
What are radicals? Radicals are just a fancy way of saying square root. A radical is a number multiplied by itself. For example, 2 times 2 equals 4. The square root of 4 equals 2. A number like 9 and 4 are perfect squares. Some numbers do not have a perfect square root, such as prime numbers or many others. But remember, radicals have nothing to do with division.
Tips. Exponents and radicals are alike, such as multiplication and division. Like when using variables with radicals. Y times y equals y squared. See, when a number is to the second power, it's called square, and radicals are square roots. So remember, it's not multiplied by 2, it's to the second power.
Simplifying. The square root of 24. Choose multiples. Square root of 6 times 4. Find the square root of 4, 2. So simplify, but 6 doesn't have a square root, so that's the simplest it can go. 2 times the square root of 6.
Example. The square root of 32 equals square root of 4 times 8. 2 times the square root of 8.
Multiplying. There's a rule for every number. A greater than or equal to and less than or equal to the square root of A, B equals the square root of A and the square root of B. So basically, the square root of 5 times 4 equals the square root of this equals 2 times the square root of 5.
Example. The square root of 9 times 7 equals the square root of 9 times the square root of 7. Simplify. 3 times the square root of 7.
Division properties. Rule: for every number greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 0. Square root of A divided by B equals the square root of A over the square root of B. So basically, square root of 36 divided by 49 equals 6 over 7.
Example. The square root of 2 over 3 equals square root of 2 over the square root of 3.
All together now. Square root of 24 plus the square root of 16 times 5 plus the square root of 49 divided by 64. Simplify the square root of 24 equals the square root of 6 times 4. Simplify the square root of 16 times 5 equals 4 times the square root of 5. Simplify the square root of 49 over 64 equals the square root of 7 over 8. Simplify the square root of 6 times 4 equals 2 times the square root of 4. Simplify 4 times the square root of 5, it just stays the same. And simplify square root of 7 over 8 equals square root of 7 over the square root of 8. 2 times the square root of 7 plus 4 times the square root of 5 plus square root of 7 over the square root of 8.